call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop. No, I'm never.
So wildcard weekend awaits. The Miami Dolphins are in, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about who I think is going to win this weekend, who's going to move on, and who I think is going to lose, and the reasons why I think these teams are going to win and lose. So we're going to get right into it. Number one is going to be the first game. Seattle versus the 49ers. And what I can tell you is I think it's going to be a really good game. I think if you think that Seattle is just going to get blown out, I don't really think that's going to happen. We're going to see what Brock Purdy is made of. This is his first playoff game, so the pressure is going to be a little bit higher, because you also have to factor in that they have multiple quarterbacks. So he's trying to prove that he can actually start in this league, and he's not just going to be a backup for the rest of his life. But I think the 49ers are going to pull this one through. I think they just have the better defense, and honestly, both times that they played Seattle with whoever quarterback, they beat them. So I don't really see, especially the way that the Seattle Seahawks are playing, and just I don't know. I don't see them coming out with this. So I think the 49ers are just a better team, and I think that they are just really going to make it hard on Geno Smith. He's been throwing a couple interceptions the past couple of games, so I see 49ers taking this one out. This is I honestly think this is going to be the game of the week, and it's going to be the Chargers versus Jacksonville. And the reason why I say that is because the Chargers have been playing better, Jacksonville has been playing better, and these are both the types of teams that could catch fire in the postseason. Right now, Trevor Lawrence is playing amazing. Zay Jones has really come onto the spot, and Justin Herbert has gotten all of his weapons back. So, besides Mike Williams, that's going to play a big factor, because I think Mike Williams is that big body target that he can just throw to. But he still has Keenan Allen. He still has Austin Eckler. He still has, a pretty decent offense. So this is going to be a tough matchup. I think it's going to be high scoring. And I'm going to pick Jacksonville, actually, in this game. I think Trevor Lawrence is just playing better than Justin Herbert. And I think he just has more weapons to his disposal. And I also think that this is the playoffs. Again, pressure gets to you. And Joe Staley, he is not experienced in the playoffs, whereas Doug Peterson is. He's been to the Super Bowl and won it. He knows what he's doing in games like this. He knows how to scheme, and he knows how to do things right. He's brought this team back from basically obscurity to the playoffs within 1 year, which you have to give him credit. He's really done a great job with Jacksonville. And I'm picking Jacksonville to win this in a tight one. I'm thinking I would say maybe 30-26. I'm thinking around there. It's going to be high scoring. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of points scored. This one is going to be a tricky game, but it's the Giants versus the Vikings, and the Giants have been pretty hot. Even though they lost the last game of the season, that was with a backup quarterback against the number one team in the NFC, and they only lost by a couple of points. So this is going to be a tough game. Kirk Cousins, even though the Vikings, has been pretty good all year, it's been kind of like a roller coaster. It's been a lot of ups and really, really, really low downs. So this is going to be a tough game. I think this one actually is going to be the opposite of the first one. I don't think there's going to be a whole bunch of points scored. I think the max will be 20, and I'm actually going to pick the Giants in this matchup. I just think they've been pretty hot the last couple of weeks. And I just think that the Vikings have been way too up and down. I think sometimes the pressure gets to Kirk Cousins. I think this is going to be the most pressure that he's had, because, again, he's not just coming in as the Washington Commanders quarterback where you kind of just skate in and play with house money. You're supposed to be good, and this is the year where you're supposed to be good. You're supposed to be one of the top teams, and a lot of the weeks they haven't shown that they are actually what the record describes. They've had tough times against a lot of teams. Even some of the awesome wins were against crappy teams like the Colts. They were down by a lot against the Colts. I mean, it's just been a weird season for the Vikings. So I'm going to pick the Giants in this one. I think they're just a lot more together right now. I think they're playing with a lot more fire, and I think they're playing with house money. So they're just going to go out there and shoot for the stars. And I think the Vikings have really shown that the pressure can get to them. And I don't know. I'm thinking this could possibly be like a 21-10 type win for the Giants. The Ravens and the Bengals. We're going to go to the Dolphins at the end of this because obviously, I'm a Dolphins fan, so I'm going to do that at the end and give you my pick. But the Ravens and the Bengals, Lamar Jackson has been out for a pretty long time right now. Joe Burrow has been playing lights out. He's just playing phenomenal, and the team is playing on all cylinders. I don't know, even with Lamar Jackson, because we don't know if he's coming back or not, even with Lamar Jackson, I still am picking the Bengals in this. I think they just have a more explosive offense. And, of course, the Ravens defense has been good the whole entire year, especially with Roquan Smith. But I just think that the offense of the Bengals is just going to score way too many points for the Ravens to keep up with Lamar Jackson in or not. I don't see how they're going to beat the Bengals right now. I think the defense on the Bengals is playing pretty good as well. I'm just picking the Bengals all the way on this. I just think they're the better team, and I think they have, honestly, the better quarterback out of the two. So, yeah, Bengals all the way. And now, the final game. Well, not the final game. It's the first game on Sunday, but the game that I really want to talk about. It's the Miami Dolphins versus the Buffalo Bills. Now, Tua has been ruled out, and it's unfortunate. I really thought, this was going to be a really good game with Tua and Josh Allen. So now Skylar Thompson is starting. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm hoping for a miracle here. I want them to win. I really think they're going to, put everything on the line. But I'm picking Buffalo right now on this one. I hope the Dolphins win. I really do. I want to see them win. It would be amazing if they did, but I just think with Josh Allen and the firepower. Now, don't get me wrong. I think it's going to be a close game. I think that, Josh Allen can be subdued to making mistakes, especially against the Dolphins. And I think our run game is doing really well right now. But honestly, I'm just going to pick Buffalo 20-17. I think it's going to be a close game, but Skylar Thompson can't really score. He's not shown us that he can score the ball. He's not shown us that he can use these explosive receivers to gain yards, and he's not going to be accurate with the ball. He makes some plays, and hopefully he makes a lot this weekend, but I just think the Buffalo Bills are going to be too much for us to handle without Tua, especially when we beat them and lost by 3 with Tua in, and it was a tough game. So not having him in and the offense not really moving the ball, it's going to be a tough game. I hope they win, but I'm picking Buffalo by 3. I think it's going to be a tough game, but I just think the Buffalo Bills are going to be too much for us to handle. So those are going to be my picks. And stay tuned for tomorrow. I'm going to try and post a video of the preview of Miami Dolphins versus Buffalo. But this is who I think is going to win. I think it's going to be an awesome weekend, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this. So hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. Fins up. Peace.